Televic proudly participated in the National Center for State Courts Hybrid Hearing Initiative, faced with the main challenge of integrating courtroom audio with hybrid remote audio while properly routing all to the court recording software. Our goal was to create a solution for small to mid-sized courtrooms with limited budgets. Central to this solution is the Televic discussion microphone. Each station is equipped with a microphone and built-in audio speaker, providing intelligible audio at every seat. We expanded the Televic system to include court-specific features and ensured compatibility with the widely used Biamp DSP in court applications. In collaboration with Biamp, we developed a comprehensive standalone hybrid hearing core audio solution. This solution can be assembled on-site by court technical staff with remote guidance for proper connections and audio routing. Cable management and installation options are also available through various U.S. integrators as needed. The 394th Judicial District Court in Alpine, Texas was chosen as a pilot location. With its high ceilings and reflective surfaces, the courtroom posed many acoustic challenges. Televic provided 6 microphone audio stations connected to the Televic Biamp equipment rack via a standard shielded Cat5 IT cable topology. The Zoom remote computer was integrated with the Televic stations placed by the judge, witness, defense, state table, and all were then routed to the SonicClear court recording computer. We repurposed 2 additional Televic units originally designated for the podium and court manager, placing them on the jury rail to extend audio coverage. These stations can be moved as needed, accommodating jury selection or for any other uses in the courtroom. The standard system supports up to 8 Televic microphones with additional units available upon request. The Biamp Tech X1000 control panel allows easy adjustment of overall audio volume from the Televic stations and a separate volume control for remote Zoom participants. A sidebar feature is also included to capture private bench conferences discreetly on the record, while other microphones are muted and white noise is played through the audio speakers. As per the court manager's request, their wireless handheld and lapel microphones were also connected to the Televic Biamp system, and a separate audio output was provided for a future powered speaker in the gallery. The pilot program at the 394th Judicial District proved successful, addressing challenges effectively and expanding the system as needed. The Televic Biamp hybrid hearing core solution enhances communication within the courtroom, remotely, and in the official record. So we're here today with Lori from the 394th Judicial District Court in Brewster County today, and you're part of the pilot program from the NCSC, and you had challenges in this room. So this room obviously is very large. So if you in your words can say what were the challenges and then what you've seen on the solution.
Okay, the challenges in this room before were it's a giant, large room, huge ceilings, lots of wood, lots of hard surfaces. So the echo in here was almost unmanageable. You can be sitting next to somebody and not hear them, but the person in the back of the room can hear you whisper just because of the way the sound works. The other thing was this room was recently renovated and thought wasn't really gone into placement of sound. So there was a lot of restrictions and things we couldn't touch and things we couldn't do. I think those were the main ones were the sound and the echo in this room.
Right, and then hybrid meetings because of the last 3 years and the recording, and you use SonicClear for your court of record.
Yes.
How did that work, if at all, and what was the challenge there?
Right, so we did set up a terrible, horrible solution. It wasn't anything we wanted to continue doing going forward. It wasn't a permanent thing, but we knew we had to do something, and so we would, piece together mics and speakers and a computer and kind of sort of make it work, but it wasn't ideal, it wasn't great. It got the job done. Okay. The recording system in here is standalone, and it's always been above board, magnificent, except that it's standalone You have multiple different systems, and managing all that, it can be a headache.
So you had really 3 different systems in the room, and you kind of ran them all at the same
That's
time.
right.
And you're not alone. That was part of the hybrid courts initiative of how do you bring them all together. So today with Televic and Biamp, part of the pilot program, based on what you saw today, what did you experience that was different than prior to us coming here with this equipment?
Okay. We're no longer relying on room filling sound. Now it's a lot more small, directed sound. It's a lot clearer. It ties into Zoom seamlessly. We're not figuring out how to get one device in here or mute everybody and everyone's on camera. So today we were able to tie in these mics to not only hear each other in person in the courtroom, but also get the record and to hear and be heard on Zoom, all integrated, all in the same small system.
Yeah, and in this room, well, obviously there's photos to show, not just you talking with you here. There's microphone at the judge, the witness, the state table, the defense, in addition to an extra one for podium and or jury rail for other reasons. That was the only audio that you experienced. There was no other audio connected in this room. Was it sufficient in your mind?
Definitely sufficient, a lot better than before. Like I said, we had 2 speakers sitting on the floor, and we were trying to project that sound out to the whole room so it's loud and echoey anyways, and still we had a hard time hearing. When we had to do a hybrid and bring Zoom in, that was its own little system set up in its own little environment, which everyone had to kind of move and gather around. So it was very piecemeal, and now it's been all brought together.
So all together, you heard it right from the speaker on that station right there.
Yes, and they could hear me from the same speaker right on the station here.
That's great. That's great. Well, thank you for the time. We appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the system.
We sure have so far. Thank you.
Thank you.
The actual voices as they're coming through on the microphones, and then Judge, I don't know. I don't think you were on yet, but they're hearing all of our voices through some little speaker box that's on the.
Yeah, the speakers are right here in the tabletop.
Right, we're not trying to project sound into the whole room like we did before. Well, all we're doing is projecting sound into the speaker right in front of the person. So it sounds amazing. The echo's gone. It's crisp, clean. It's right in front of you.
It sounds fantastic, gentlemen. Y'all have done an outstanding job with the technology here.
Yeah.
This is the speaker right here. This is the microphone.
Yeah. See your name? That looks like the ones that Jim brought me that we tested before, except these are, I guess, wired and those were wireless.
I'm glad Jim is here because the NCSC pilot that we were part of, Judge, wasn't it interesting how a year ago we went around the room 3 times on the same dialogue, but we never ended up on any solutions. And that's the biggest frustration. And it was consistent that all the people in the pilot said there was one major problem, audio, and then bringing everything together. How come we can't do that? Well, this is what we're doing. And now we're exploring, all right, I want to walk around. All right, I want speaker over here. Well, let's hammer home the first one first. Can we all agree that we've had a conversation for 30 minutes and it seems very natural in the room.
Great, yeah.
And if it's natural over by you, that's even better, because that's what's more important. And what is happening there is going to Soniclear.
If I may, I'm going to show you one other thing. I turned the camera on here on my laptop because that's how I've connected. This is the control panel that's at the bench. And I don't know if you can read the text that's on here, but the green
sidebar volume. Okay.
Yeah. So you've got the middle button is room volume. And I can adjust the volume level in the room.
Okay.
That's what's being broadcast into the room. I then have call volume, which this is where I'm now adjusting the Zoom volume level in the room.
Okay.
And then the last one is sidebar. And if I turn on sidebar, you're going to see this go red to visually give you an indication you're in sidebar. White noise is broadcast to all the speakers in the room here at a low level. All the microphones get muted. You will not hear anything of the room at the far end, but your microphone here at the bench is still open going to the record feed.
All right.
I'm just going to do that real quick.
But you can hear me.
Oh, I didn't even ask that question, is if they could hear, could y'all hear us talking while y'all
No.
were?
No, we cannot hear you talking at that
Okay,
time.
so we're muted as well. All right.
Yes.
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 And then Judge, in the room when he does that, there's white noise to all of the other systems. So in front of
Right.
me is a white noise sound that comes out whenever there's a bench conference.
Right.
And that would keep the jury from being able to hear clearly, so I don't
Yes.
have to do my little mouth cover trick anymore.